K8, J7. Okay, right. So this is the syllabus we covered till now. So from the first unit, we discussed about the introduction of OOPS. Here OOPS means object-oriented programming. Here we discussed evaluation of Java. That means additions of Java, Java interpretation, microation, mobilization, and the history of Java. This we discussed. And OOPS principles like inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. And Java buzzwords means features of Java. Java is a simple, secure, robust, dynamic, distributed, multi-threaded, architecturally neutral. So those are the features we discussed. Then we have implemented one Java program, and we know architecture of Java virtual machine, and we discussed the types, data types, means primitive data types, non-primitive data types. What are the primitive data types we know? Int, byte, float, double, char, boolean, right? Then variables, type conversion and typecasting, operators, control statements, arrays, okay, class, methods, objects and constructors, like what is a class, what is an object, what is a method, what is a constructor, and what some keywords like this keyword, and differences between method overloading and method overriding, method differences between the methods and constructors. Next, arguments passing. Arguments means passing parameters through the methods and the constructors. Exporting string classes, string builder, string buffer, and their methods use string reverse, trim method, two lowercase, two uppercase. Okay, some of the methods, some of the operations regarding to string we discussed. Coming to second unit, we discussed inheritance basics, different types of inheritances, and we discussed about the super keyword, means immediate parent class object we can refer by using super. So multi-level hierarchy, method overriding, dynamic method dispatch, abstract classes, final keyword we discussed. Next, packages and interfaces. In this chapter we discussed about the packages. Package is a collection of interfaces and classes, right? And finding packages, class path, access protection, public, private, protect, and default. Okay, importing packages, how we can import the package, syntax, right? Import package, package name. Defining and implementing interfaces, we can define and implement the interfaces with the multiple classes. Extending interfaces. Okay, this we discussed in the second unit. Coming to third unit, we discussed about the exception handling. What is exception? Exception is an abnormal condition. Runtime error. Here exception handling fundamentals, like exception types using 5 keywords called try catch, finally, throws. What is the difference between throws and define the try catch, finally, blocks, and built-in exceptions means user defined exception, creating our own exception by using the subclasses. Those we discussed in the exception handling chapter. In coming to multi-threading chapter, we discussed what is a thread and what is multi-threading, and we have two types of processes, thread-based, process-based. So in that we discussed about thread-based multitasking. So here we discussed about the life cycle of a thread and creating a thread in two ways. How many ways we can create a thread? Extending the thread and implementing runnable interface. So those are the two ways. So we can create our thread, and thread priorities, and synchronizing the threads, synchronized block, synchronized method, and synchronized. We discussed this about the synchronization concept, so by using threads. And inter-thread communication means how we can communicate among the threads, like we can provide communication by using wait, notify all methods we discussed already. So coming to fourth unit, we discussed chapters collection framework and event handling. In the collection framework, we discussed what is a collection hierarchy, and in the collection hierarchy or different interfaces like list, set, okay, queue, and that implemented classes. From the list interface we have array list, linked list, vector and stack. Coming to set interface we have hash set, linked hash set, tree set, okay. And we discussed about the date, okay, date class also. That is very important, okay, date also. And what are the differences between array list, linked list, hash set, tree set, we discussed here, okay. And for traversing these collection objects we have enumerator, iterator, list iterator, okay. By using for each loop we can traverse the elements here, okay. We have different methods. And event handling, coming to event handling, we discussed a delegation event model like event sources, event classes, event listener interfaces, handling mouse and keyboard events here. Handling mouse and keyboard events are very important, and adapter classes. So while you are using listener interface, whatever the interface you are using is what are the methods available in the interface, those methods we should you must implement in any class. But coming to if you are using adapter classes, there is no necessity to implement all the methods so which are available in the interface. What is the required methods you want to use, those methods you can use by using adapter classes in the event handling. Coming to fifth unit, we have AWT abstract window toolkit. We discussed here AWT hierarchy and AWT controls like labels, buttons, text fields, text area, checkbox, group list, and choices. And we discussed here layout managers like flow layout, border layout, grid layout, and card layout. And finally we discussed about the limitations of AWT. That means we compared here differences between AWT and swings, okay. So those are the chapters we discussed, and we have some examples, those also I explained. So I will upload that old project which I created in the Eclipse in the Teams folder, so you can download and you can import that project into your Eclipse IDE, see that examples, try to practice it, okay. Right, now I'm going to discuss very few interview questions. So those are, you know, already when I was explaining those chapters, I said these are the important interview questions. Please try to practice. You will face these questions in the interview, right? See here. One of the interview question I faced about ternary operators. You know, operators, logical operators, arithmetic operators, different types of operators, right? In that operators, I have faced one interview question about the ternary operator. So you are using if else condition, right? What is the use of if else condition? So if the condition is true, it is going to print inside the what are the statements available in the if statement. So those going to be print. If else, that means if the statement is not true, then we are going to print the value inside of else statement, right? Instead of if else statement, we can use a ternary operator here. See here. What is the use of ternary operator? What is ternary operator? So what if I write this, sorry, we have ternary operator example here. Are you getting my screen? Able to view my screen or not? Ternary operator example. Here the ternary operator usage in Java. In Java, the ternary operator is a type of Java conditional operator. In this, we will discuss the ternary operator in Java in proper example that was I given below. The meaning of ternary is composed of three parts like ternary operator. Ternary operator means question mark and colon. What is the ternary operator symbol? Question mark and colon. Consists of three operands. It is used to evaluate Boolean expressions. The operator decides which value will be assigned to the variable, and it is the only conditional operator that accepts three operands. It can be used instead of if-else statement. It makes the code much more easy and readable and shorter. So what is the syntax for ternary operator? See here, the variable equal to condition question mark expression 1 colon expression 2. That means the above statement states that if the condition returns true, then expression 1 gets executed. If, else, that means if it is not true, then else the expression 2 gets executed and the final result stored in the variable. That is the usage of ternary operator. And here this is the syntax for ternary operator. Okay, see here we have example. So we have two variables x and y. We initialized x value as 20, and in the y value we are using a ternary operator condition. We are storing in y variable. Okay, all right. Here x double equal to 1. Double equal to means what? Comparing the references, right? Here it is value. That means it is a integer value. So comparing the value here. So x double equal to 1 means here x value is what? 20. 20 double equal to 1. Is it true or false? So if it is true, it is going to print the first value. So you use a ternary operator, value, semicolon, and value. See, if the condition is true, it is going to print the first expression. Okay. If the condition is false, then it is going to print the second condition, that is 90. Then here we printed the value of y is. Then if the condition is true, it is going to print this value, and condition is false, then it is going to print this value. See the second condition here, y equal to x double equal to 20. X double equal to 20 means x value is 20, and here we assign 20. That means we are comparing 20. 20 double equals to 20. That is true. Then it is going to print 61. Else it is going to print 90. See the value of y for two conditions. Instead of if else, we can use it, or we can use instead of if else statement. See, I printed here. So what is the value of y here? 90. Y x value is what? Here the x value is 20. Then 20 double equal to 1. Is it true or false? No, it is false. False means which condition is going to print? Which condition is going to be executed? So second expression going to be executed. That is 90 we printed here. After that, so here coming to other condition. Here x value is what? 20. Double equal to 20 means values are same. Then it is going to print the value 61. First expression going to be executed. So 61 is the answer here. So that's about the ternary operator. So not only this, we have different types of operator, logical operators and arithmetic operators. We have different types of operators. Please go through that operators, know the each and every symbol and how to use it. Okay, that's about the ternary operator. Okay, next we have some examples. So they will give some programs and they will ask what is the output for this program. See here we have one program. See, I printed here system.out.println 10 plus 20 plus, within the double quotation I have given string. Now it is going to be added. Is it performing addition operation with the string? How it is going to perform addition operation with the string? Is it possible? Can I add s plus 20? No, right? So how it is going to treat? So it is finding the values 10 plus 20, 30. then it is printing Java T point. Here the plus symbol, here the plus symbol addition operation, performs addition operation. Here the plus symbol is concatenate operator. It acts like concatenate operator. What is the output we can get here? Tell me. 10 plus 20, 30. Then Java point is a string we can print. And the same for this also. Okay. We can check the output. Right click. Run an Java application. So what is the output here? 30. Java point added the two values and concatenated this string. Then here also this is the string and added these two values and concatenated here. Next, some of the interview questions we can discuss. What if I write a static public void instead of public static void? Tell me. The program compiles and runs correctly because the order of specifies doesn't matter in Java. So this order is doesn't matter. So static public void. See here. So instead of public static void, can I use static public void? Yes, I can use. This is no matter here. Okay, I can use. See, I changed it here. If I run this program, it is going to compile and run. It is going to execute. See, we are getting output. So this order is not a matter. Public static void. Static public void, right? And one of the most important interview question. So what is the difference between an object oriented programming language and object based programming language? Here, what is the difference between object oriented programming language and object based programming language? You know, Java is a object oriented programming language. C++ is a object oriented programming language. C# is a object oriented programming language. Next, what is object based programming language? JavaScript, you know JavaScript, VB script. These are object based programming language. Why, sir? How you are saying? See this, see the theory here. There are the following basic differences between object oriented language and object based language. Object oriented languages follows all the concepts of OOPS, whereas object based language doesn't follow all the concepts of OOPS like inheritance and polymorphism. So it is not object based languages like JavaScript, VB script. Those are not following the concepts of OOPS like inheritance, polymorphism. Okay, so object oriented languages do not have the inbuilt objects, whereas object based languages have the inbuilt objects. For example, JavaScript has window object. Examples of object oriented programming are Java, C#, etc. Whereas examples of object based languages are JavaScript, VB script, etc. Okay, remember these points. So OOPS concept. So object oriented means the OOPS concepts we are following. Object based means those doesn't follow the OOPS concepts like inheritance, polymorphism, etc. What are the examples of object oriented? Java, C#, Smalltalk, or the some of the examples for object oriented programming languages. Coming to object based languages are examples are JavaScript and VB script. Okay, all right. And not only this, we have a lot of interview questions. So you can go for internet and search for top 50 Java interview questions and learn that. So what are the interview questions I have faced? I'm going to say the questions. You need to find answers from the internet and you should practice this. Okay. So and some another interview question. So what is the difference between equals method and double equals method? See here, double equals operator. So in Java, both equals and double equals and equals methods are used to check the quality of two variables or the objects. So these are the some important differences between equals and uh, double equals methods. So equals is a method, double equal to is a operator. Okay, equals is a method of object class. So object class having equals method. Uh, some of the methods we have in object class. So I will say here uh, object class methods. So this is also one interview question. What are the methods you know from object class? So we have some of the methods from object class. We have get class method from object class, hash code method from object class, equals method from object class, clone from object class, toString from object class, notify from object class, notify all method from object class, wait method for object class, finalize method is from the object class. These are the methods from object class. What are the methods available for object class means you should say get class, hash code, equals, clone, toString, notify or wait and finalize methods are available from object class. And here the comparison is double equals should be used during the reference comparisons. Reference comparison. So double equals checks if the both reference points to the same location or not. So the object is or the value is available in the same location or not. If available in the same location, it's going to return true value. If the references means addresses, the references are different, that means the value available in different locations, but the value is same, content is same. So it returns false. So equals method. Coming to equals method, it should be used for current content comparison. Content means, so we have example there I can explain. So remember here double equals operator used for reference comparison and equals method should used for content comparison. Equals method evaluates the content to check the equality of two objects. Okay. Here double equal to operator cannot be overridden. Equals method if not present on the object dot equals method is utilized, otherwise it can be overridden. See here main difference with the example you should explain in front of the interview. So create two strings, string string s1, one string s2, one string. We have created string objects here, now string literals. We create a string object. So strings we can create by using two ways, so by using a string new keyword and string literal. String literal means string s equal to Siva is a string literal. String object by using new keyword means string s equal to new string. Here the string object we created. So first one Siva Kumar and the second one also Siva Kumar. Content is same. Here I am comparing by using double equal to operator. Content same, but is the reference s1 is different and s2 is also different locations. So now the s1 dot equals of s2, we are comparing two objects, content same but locations are different. That means it returns what? False. It returns false here. Coming to second, s1 dot equals of s2, we are using equals method. Equals method means comparing content, right? It's comparing content. What is the content here? Shiv Kumar and Shiv Kumar, same content is same. There is no different content here. Okay, so same content. That means it returns true. So s1 dot equals of s2 means it returns true. Coming to third statement, 10 double equal to 10. Here these are the integer values. So both values are same, so it is going to return true. And here also same content. So and it refers to the same location. So it is going to print true. See here, right click, run as the Java application. We can see the output here. So false, first one is false, next three are true. Okay, so write this example, explain the difference between equal, double equal to operator and equals method in front of the interview. So not only this, we have different types of interview questions. So coming to chapter 1, coming to so from starting onwards, so I'm going to tell some of the interview questions. Please note down that from the OOPS concept. So we have some different concept like OOPS principles. What is inheritance? Different types of inheritance. And what is polymorphism? Write some example for polymorphism. So polymorphism having method overloading, method overriding, right? Static binding or dynamic binding, static binding or method overloading and method overriding differences are very, very important, and examples you must write example in your document and you should explain with the examples in front of the interview. And next important interview question, what is the difference between abstract class and interface? 99% they will ask about this question. Okay, what is the difference between abstract class and interface? What are the features of JDK 1.8 version? So those features you should learn, and the lambda expression is also important. Those we did not discuss in our class, but those are also important from JDK 1.8 version. And next, what is the difference between method and constructor? Method and constructor. So those we need to learn. Okay, so that is also one of the interview question. And from the constructor, what is the difference between default and parameterized constructor? And as the constructor returns return the value or not, these type of questions they will ask. The constructor can override, can we override the constructor in Java? So we cannot. So that type of questions they will ask. And coming to interfaces, so they will write different interfaces, they create different interfaces, different implementation classes. So how we are passing the values in the methods, they will make you confusion, and they will ask that type of questions. Okay, can I extend interface to interface? Can I extend the class to class? Can I extend the class? Can I extend the interface to class? Okay, can I implement the interfaces? Can I implement multiple classes in interface? These type of questions they will ask. Okay, those are I explained. Go through that video, then learn that. Okay, that is very, very important. Okay, you will have at least one question from the interfaces. Okay, after that we have some keywords like a static keyword, this keyword, final keyword. You know, right? The final keyword, what is the usage of final keyword? Where you can use in front of class, in front of method, and in front of the variable. If it is in front of the variable means you cannot change that value. If the final keyword, if you use in front of class, we cannot override inherit. We cannot inherit. If it is of method, final method, then we cannot override. So so those are some important points from the final keyword. And we have this keyword, we can use this keyword in front of methods, variables, and constructors. So that means it refers to current value, current object. Okay, and coming to super keyword uses is if you want to get the current immediate parent class object, then we can use a super keyword. Okay, and the static keyword, static keyword we can use in front of methods, in front of variables and the static block. Okay, for main uses of static keyword is memory management. Okay, common value reference. So if you are using static variable and if you are using static Method, that means if you are using static method, if you are using static keyword in front of method, means you no need to create object for that class directly. By using class name dot method name you can access it, right? And static block also we can use. So coming to first preference, right? And next we have um, abstract classes, interfaces, difference between interface and abstract class, access specifiers or access modifiers. Yeah, I explained with the packages, right? Where we can access. In this situation we cannot access. I created different classes, different packages and different variables. I'm trying to access from one package to another package, one class to another class. Okay, those you need to learn from packages and the access specifiers. Access specifiers, what are the access specifiers available in Java? Public, private, protected, and default. Those are the access specifiers and different packages. So how to import package, how to export, we discussed already. And Java arrays, some of the programs you need to learn from array, one dimensional array, multi-dimensional array, and addition operation by matrix, and addition of multiplication operation to the matrix by using array program we can write. So those programs you need to learn. And wrapper classes we discussed, call by value, call by reference. So those we discussed. And the difference between method overloading, method overloading, string operations. From the exception handling we discussed about what is exception. And that is also important here. What is exception? Different types of exception: checked exception, unchecked exception, compile time exception, or runtime exception. What are the examples from checked exception, and what are the different examples from unchecked exception? Those examples you can explain with class not found exception, array index out of bound exception. In which situation I am getting array index out of bound exception, class not found exception, string out of bound exception. These things you need to explain in front of the interview, or if they ask about what are the exception, means you have to write this exception, you need, and you need to explain it. After that, from the exception handling, they will ask for try catch finally through those keywords, the difference between and throws keyword. And what is user defined exception, how you can write user defined exception for validating age, validating some vote, or these type of examples you need to explain while you are creating user defined exception. Not only for that, that is only one example, you have a lot of examples for creating user defined exception. So learn one thing, then you can apply the same thing for other examples also. And we have different situation to use try catch finally. So can I use try without catch, can I write catch without try, and can I write try catch finally, can I write try finally, can I write try catch only, can I write only try? These type of questions they will ask from exception handling. How you are able to handle the exception, those we need you have to learn. Coming to string operations, totally 29 string operations there. Learn those string operations. Okay, so one by one, if you learn string operations means, so if they write, if you are writing any operation through the string, you can write easily by using Java string operation, like caret, compare to, concat, contains, ends with, equals, equal, ignore case, format, get bytes, get chars, index of inter, isn't, join, last index of length, replace are split method, substring method, to char array method, to lowercase, to uppercase. Okay, trim method, value of, these are the some operations we can perform on the string. Okay, those you need to learn. Next, coming to multi-threading. What is a thread? What is multi-threading? What is the life cycle of thread, how to create threads and thread scheduler, what are the methods you are using here, sleep method, join method, and thread priority, demand thread, uh, then in mutual exclusion. In that we have two types of synchronization and inter-thread communication. Synchronization, you have synchronization, synchronized block, static synchronization, synchronized method, and deadlock situation. Inter-thread communication like wait to notify all those differences we you need to practice here. Okay. So for developing GU applications, we need to learn AWT, abstract window toolkit, how to create text box, text area box, and labels. Okay, panels. Uh, those are different types of buttons. We have radio button, check button. So those how to create and how to write. Those programs you need to learn. For example, take one registration form, write code for to make the registration form and the login form. So that is the best example, best learning process to learn about AWT. Nowadays, AWT means here we are not using applets and all, we are using strings right now. So better to learn swings if you completed these exams swings, and if you want to become a Java developer, so you need to learn Java Servlet, JSP, JDBC for database connection. Then we have some frameworks now, Hibernate, Spring Boot. For the Spring we have Spring MVC and all, so many things there. And for Spring Boot we have microservices. If you are using Spring means you can learn web services. Okay, so those are some frameworks, so that makes programmer write code easy. And here not only this concept as our syllabus we have those only, but coming to real Java we have IO exception network, IO packages. IO means input output. That means if you are you Excel programming, you can read the Excel, you can write data into the Excel, you can perform multiple operations in Excel. Those we can do by using Java IO. And Java networking, you have Java Spring Program, Java Applet, Java Reflection, Java Date Functions, Java Conversions, Java JDBC we have, and Java Collections. A Java collection we have in our syllabus. Though in that syllabus we have only array list, linked list, asset, linked asset, reset, but not map concept. You should learn map also. Okay, hash map, they're also same like our asset, hash map, linked hash map, tree map. So those we need to learn. That's just a key value pair. Key value pair. Those you can refer from Java T point, learn some interview questions. So those are very beneficial for getting job in the software companies. Okay. Is all of you any doubts here till now? Those you need to learn. Okay, now time is 10. So we have 1 hour. So start writing that assignment. Okay, I shared the link in your WhatsApp group. Okay, go there. Get the question paper there. Otherwise, I can upload here also. In chat box, you can see. Write assignment and upload in the folder called Java Oops assignment. Where it is? I'm uploading Java interview questions here. Sorry, Java assignment questions. Just write the answer and upload the document as I created folder called Java Oops assignment 2. Okay. But only written Java assignment 1. Some are not. Please write this assignment, then only you can get alternate assessment marks. Okay. So, this is the link provided. There you can write the Java assignment and you can submit it.